Now, let's continue to look at more examples of constructing an equation and solving them. So let's look at this example over here. There are a bunch of information here, but no worries. We are going to convert them into an expression and finally into an equation so we know what we're dealing with. And then with that, we can solve it with our algebra. All right, so let's see. So over here, I have a question. I am y years old, all right? So over here, the expression is going to be y years old. My mom is 3 times my age. So that's expression that's going to be 3y, correct? 3 times y, 3 times my age. My brother is 2 years younger than me, all right? 2 years younger than me, the expression that's going to be y minus 2, okay? My father is 4 times my brother's age. So that's going to be 4, and inside the bracket, that's going to be y minus 2, okay? And the total of our age is 116 years, okay? So can you see what I did? I transfer all this information and make it into an expression. So right now, I can make my equation now. So let me write this down over here. So I have y plus 3y plus y minus 2 plus 4y minus 2, and everything over here, it's going to equals to 116. Okay, so again, you can see over here, I can expand and collect like terms, but first let me expand first. That's going to be y plus 3y plus y minus 2 plus expand over here. That will give me 4y minus 8 is equals to 116. Again, let's collect our like terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. My numbers are here. Don't forget the negative sign. So this will give me 4y, 5y, all right, and 9y. So over here, I have 9y, and negative 2 minus 8, that will give me minus 10, and everything is going to equals to 106. Okay, so I have made an equation based on this information, and this is it. That's my equation. And finally, they asked me to solve the equation to find my age. All right, sorry, let's just put this change to mine. My age, okay? So let us see. So let's solve the equation now, which means we want to find what's the value of y right now. So my equation here is going to be 9y minus 10 is equals to 116. So 9y, I move the 10 over, that's going to give me 126. And y is going to equals to 126 divided by 9. And let's quickly check that with our calculator. 126 divided by 9, that's going to give me 14. Okay? Okay? Alright, so basically in this question over here, so my age over here, it's 14 years old for this question. Okay? So what about my father's age? Alright, what about my father's age over here? My father's age expression is going to be this. So over here, I know what's y already, so I just have to substitute in. So in this case, that's going to be 14 minus 2. Alright, so we can quickly solve this. It's going to be 14 minus 2, that's going to be 12. And 14 times 2, alright, 4 times 12, that's going to give me 48. So in this case, my father's age is 48 years old. Okay? Now let's see another question over here. So over here, I have a length of a square is 8 centimeter, another side is this much. Write an equation to show this. Now over here, if you all notice, this is actually a trick question. We already deal with a square before, so let me just quickly draw out a simple square. We know that in a square, all the sides are the same, correct or not? So they said one of the sides is A, so let's just say this side, it's A, and this side over here, it's 3 minus like this, correct? But what do we understand about square? We already know that in the square, all the sides are the same, okay? So we can write our equation to look like this. a it's equals to 3a minus 2. And of course, I can expand this. That's going to give me 3a minus 6. So that's my equation over there. So work out the side length of the square, which is basically asking me to solve this equation. So I have my equation a equals to 3a minus 6. So I want to solve it. Now over here, you might be thinking, can I move this 3a over here? You can, but you will get negative a. In the end of the day, I want my unknown to be positive. So it will be much more wiser to move this a over here instead. And this 6 I move over here, which will give me 6 equals to 3a minus a. That's going to give me 6 equals to 2a. And finally, divide, and that's a over here, that's going to give me 3. Alright? So basically, this is the answer lah. Okay? Alright, and we can quickly check this if this is correct. So a is 3, we know this is 3, and 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 times 3, and that's 3. So both of these expressions actually have the same value. Alright? Next one over here. The shorter side of a rectangle is represented as this, and the longer side is represented as this, and the parameter is 44. Now again, all this question over here, my suggestion is for you to draw out so you know what you're dealing with. Okay, I don't have much space over here, but don't worry, I think I can manage. So let's draw over here. Since I have some extra space, I'm just going to put some barricade. Okay, so for this rectangle, it's going to be my rectangle over here. So the shorter side, which is referring to this side, it's 8. And the longer side is 3a plus 2. Okay? And then they said the parameter is 44. So I know on a rectangle, this side and this side are the same, this side and this side are the same. So I can write down my equation like this. So I have 2 of something plus 2 of something else in the rectangle, and that's going to equals to 44 based on the question. So I have 2 of a's and 2 of 3a plus 2. Okay? Close the bracket. Okay? Alright, so let's expand this. Alright? Now, since I have not much space over here, so let's combine this question. So let me form my equation, and then in the end, we will solve it. Alright, we will solve what is a to find the length. So let me just erase this to save some space. Okay, so let's quickly solve this. So what do I get over here? I will get 2a plus, over here, what do I do first? Leave the bracket alone, solve what's inside first. So I have 2, if I expand inside, that's going to give me 3a plus 6, and that's going to give me 44. Expand again, so I have 2a plus, I have 6a plus 12 this time, which is equals to 44. Okay, and I have like terms over here. See, I form my equation, I have like terms over here, which I can add them together. So that will give me, what do I get here? 8a plus 12 is equals to 44. Okay, and now we can solve this. I have 8a, I move 12 over. So 44 minus 12, we will get 32. And a is going to equals to 32 divided by 8, that will give me 7. Alright, so we have find out what is the value of a over here. And then the last part of the question is we want to find how long is the shorter side and the longer side. Okay, so I'm just going to split here. So for the short side, is represented by the letter A. So we know the length, that's going to be 7 cm. Alright, since I'm talking about centimeter. So for the longer side, okay, for the longer side over here, that's going to be represented by this expression, 3a plus 2, and since we know a is 7, so I'm just going to replace that, 7 plus 2, 7 plus 2, that's going to give me 9, 9 times 3, that's going to give me 27. Okay, so we have done over here. Alright, so again, what am I doing over here? Form an equation solve it, and then you can use that information to continue to solve for, whatever the question is asking. All right, let's move on to our last question. All right, so let's see over here what we're dealing with. A diagram shows an angle of an equilateral triangle, which is expressed by this expression over here. And since we are talking about equilateral triangle, we know that all the sides are the same. All right, so I want to write an equation to represent this problem. Now, before I continue with this, there is something I want to emphasize about equilateral triangle. We already know, let me draw another triangle, a simple one over here. Let's just say this is also an equilateral triangle. We know all the sides are the same, but what else is same? All right, what else is same? We know that the angles, all right? We know that the angles are same as well. Now, let's just say the angle is represented by letter A, so I know all of these are A's. Okay? Correct or not? So over here, I can simply write a simple thing. I know that if I add up all the angles, A plus A plus A, I know that by property of triangle, all the angles added up in a triangle, that will give me 180. So 3A is equals to 180. So for an angle in an equilateral triangle, that's gonna give me 60 degree. All right, that's gonna give me 60 degree, okay? So right now what I can do, I can solve this right now, okay? I can solve this right now. Since I know in an equilateral triangle, each side is 60 degree. So I know this expression here is actually equal to 60. So write an equation to represent this problem. So that's gonna be 420 over 9 minus x, that's going to equals to 60. That's the answer over here. Okay? So now let's solve this equation over here to find the value of x. So I'm going to do this. So I have 420 over, I'm going to change this to 9 minus x, and that's equals to 60. Now again, I want to emphasize this again and again. Now, when you see a fraction, you see this like this, right? When you see a fraction, you can only move the denominator, all right? You can only move the denominator up. You cannot move the numerator first. Just think of it as in this numerator here is being blocked by this denominator. So if you want to do anything with this numerator, you have to move away the denominator first. But some of you might be confused, how do I move this over here, no? So again, if this look complicated for you, you can always use this method again. Let 9 minus x become, let's just say it becomes b over here, all right? So this is going to be 420 over b, and that's equal to 60. So right now we know how to move, right? Division, I move up here, that's going to be multiplication, right? So I will have 420, it's equals to 60 b over here. Okay, so let's move this back up. So what's b? Now we can open this back up. So what do we get here? That's gonna be 420 equals to 60. What's my b? Which is gonna be 9 minus x. All right. So over here, hopefully you can see what's happening now. So actually, what's happening? I am removing the denominator. Everything here, I just shift it up. Now it becomes a multiplication. All right. The opposite of division is multiplication, right? I'm only changing the operation. So division, move up here, become multiplication. Now I can solve this right now. So what can I do? So I have 420. I expand this, so that will give me 540 minus 60x. Okay? So my last part over here, I want to make this into positive because that's going to be easier for me to deal with, all right? It's going to be easier for me to deal with, okay? So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to move this negative 60 over here, which is going to give me 60x. 540 is going to stay over here. Move this over, that will give me minus 420. Subtract this, that will give me 120. And x, okay? 60, move over here. 120 divided by 60, that will give me 2. Alright, so the value of x over here, it's 2, okay? So once again, these are all very good examples that I hope that you can understand while watching this video. So again, This is basically the heart of mathematics, all right? As we go through more questions, more examples, you will always notice this certain pattern. Form your equation first, okay? It depends on extracting from the question or by using a formula. Form your equation first, and then the next step is just solving everything by using algebra. And then if you master that, I can assure you that you will not have difficult time in mathematics. All right? I hope you all learn a lot of things from here. Thank you.